northern end of Blackpool.
Got you going right, but I don't know if you can go right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clear left.
Thank you. Here we are. The northernmost end of the seafront. Oh, hang on, I've got to just do the North Promenade, I think. If we go to the end of it and then turn around and come back, we can say we've done the whole lot.
Blackpool is arguably Britain's most famous or perhaps infamous seaside resort. Exact data comparing England's biggest resorts is inconclusive, but I hazard a guess that Blackpool might just take the top spot. In the last couple of years, it's experienced a spectacular bounce back, with visitor numbers nearly doubling from 10 million in 2019 to almost 20 million in 2021. Impressive when you consider the town's permanent population is 140,000. According to some, Blackpool gets its name from an old drainage channel that ran over a peat bog, discharging discoloured water into the Irish Sea, which formed a black pool. It was one of the first seaside towns to realise its potential. As early as 1781, several hotels had been built. The opening of the railway station in 1846 allowed more visitors to reach the resort, which continued to grow for the remainder of the 19th century. Blackpool's development was closely tied to the Lancashire cotton mill practice of annual factory maintenance shutdowns, known as Wakes Weeks, when many workers chose to visit the seaside. Blackpool's success has been shaped by its pioneering use of electrical power. In 1879, it became the world's first municipality with electric street lighting along the promenade, setting the stage for the Blackpool illuminations. The town's historic attractions, such as Blackpool Tower and Grand Theatre, were all early adopters of the mysterious electric, which, as we covered in last week's episode, also powered one of the world's earliest electric tramways. I suspect the explanation for Blackpool's recent popularity is actually closely related to the very reasons why many also give it a wide berth. Blackpool has unashamedly embraced its stereotype and resisted the temptation to reinvent itself. With the passage of time, people have been drawn back for the very same reasons it was so fashionable during its heyday.
Famous Blackpool tram. They've retained their tram. Once upon a time, these tram lines were everywhere, particularly in seaside towns.
Well, very useful when you're promenaded as long as it is in Blackpool.
Yeah, runs off electric. I'll stop myself, but you know.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, there is an irony there. Along with paper bags and taking a bottle to your local greengrocer to get it topped up with all sorts of things, from vinegar to milk.
Yeah, to cider.
Yeah, to cider.
We can say that because we live in the West Country.
Yeah.
Well known for its cider.
What about that then on the left? Are we liking that or not?
Oh wow.
Come on, leave us a comment, viewers. Is that a statement? Is that something nice? Is it new? Is it? I don't think. No, I don't think it is. But
Norbreck
Castle. Not a real castle, obviously. A mock castle that was some sort of always been. Oh, look at that. Something else, isn't it?
Jeez.
Something else. Plenty to entertain.
Yes.
And I guess before the advent of video games and the internet that grabbed our attention, it was these sort of things that people would be drawn to stimulate
Oh, there's your tram.
that need.
Stopped at the Weston station.
Well, if we were looking for somewhere to stay here, I don't think we would struggle. It is the sort of place you go on to booking.com, you can find rooms for like, it's carrying a heater. You find rooms for like 30 quid, 40 quid. Oh, I think it's also the sort of place where you could book rooms by the hour. On the left.
The modern and the old. Which is more beautiful, I wonder?
Yeah,
Definitely
that's
old.
right. Yeah, look at that. The modern tried to replicate the old and
We've certainly lost
nowhere near it.
No, we've lost the style, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, look at that.
And that's a bit more
housing.
stylish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look
Right,
at
they
that.
needed to supply housing. They put it on the front.
Wow. Yeah.
And this is the Blackpool illuminations. So all these lights and these things are all lit up at night. And yeah, they're a sight to see. Blackpool illuminations.
Blackpool Illuminations are an amazing annual lights festival dating back to 1879. As most seaside resorts are winding down for the winter, Blackpool switches on the lights. Over 1 million bulbs are festooned along 6 miles of the prom. They traditionally ran for 66 days from late August until early November, but in recent years this has been extended, and now they stay on until the 1st of January. The big switch on has become a ceremony with a variety of rich, famous and otherwise notable people and even animals and fictional characters performing the task. The spectacle is further enhanced with the Festival of Light and the procession of illuminated trams.
And still the tower is some way in the distance.
It is, yeah. In the hazy distance.
In the hazy distance.
It's very, very hazy today.
Yeah. Another castellated mock
Casino.
building. Casino. Cabaret Showboat. The Elgin Hotel. The Royal Boston. The Dorchester. The Miners. What's this on the left? Cliffs.
Cliffs. Oh dear, something's gone there.
Yeah, that almost looks like a scene from the war, doesn't it?
It
Where
does.
it's been bombed.
Wow, it does.
Yeah.
Definitely does. Savoy, that one.
Blackpool Tower is probably the town's most iconic building and attraction. When it opened on the 14th of May 1894, Blackpool Tower was the tallest man-made structure in the British Empire. Inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris, it is 518 feet or, if you prefer, 158 metres tall. Blackpool Tower is also the common name for the Tower Buildings, an entertainment complex in a red brick 3-storey block at the base of the tower. Together, the tower and buildings were built to provide amusement for the tourists. The initial investment to construct the tower almost broke the venture before it started, but from the moment it opened, it was a massive success. What's really amazing is that the main attractions it provided back then are more or less exactly the same as they are today. Most notably, the circus, the ballroom, roof gardens, and of course, the view from the top of the tower itself. We first visited with our young family in 2004, and it was a memorable experience that we highly recommend. The mix of historic nostalgia, engineering, architecture, eclectic entertainment and overall quirkiness needs to be experienced to appreciate the appeal. For nearly 100 years, the position of ballroom organist has been fulfilled by just 3 players, 2 of which have a combined service of 89 years. From 1930 until his retirement in 1970, the resident organist was Reginald Dixon, known affectionately worldwide as Mr. Blackpool. The current resident organist is Phil Kelsall, who has been playing the organ at the tower since 1975, when he started in the circus. Kelsall became resident in the ballroom in 1977. The ballroom will be known to many as the location for the original BBC series Come Dancing. It has also hosted editions of Strictly Come Dancing, including the grand finals in 2004 and 2011. Thankfully, the circus has survived and provides another unique experience. The choreography of the performers and live band enthralls children and grown-ups alike. It is positioned at the base of the tower between its 4 legs. The circus ring can be lowered to form a pool of 42,000 gallons of water, which allows for grand finales with dancing fountains. At the top, there is a glass viewing platform that gives fantastic views for miles around.
Oh, here's Jared. He's just come back from sorting out our tent poles.
We've had the tent for years, didn't check it out before we came, and the poles are already in bad condition when we first set it up. As you can see, I think we now have a bit of a problem. I just have to try and find a new one for that today.
Oh, dear, yes. Did you get the pole sorted?
No.
Oh. It's not really the sort of place you can hear down the middle, is it?
No.
Not with a police car just further up as well.
No. What a great place to come.
Yeah. I'm not sure the dogs would agree. It's like, what are we doing here? Can we go back on the beach please, rather than waiting at the bus stop? Well, we want to get to the other end now, don't we? Because we can see that lovely roller coaster in the haze of the distance, and that's what we want to capture next, really.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah. We have done the tower, but we haven't done the roller coasters of Blackpool. But they're pretty impressive. It's all going on, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Golden Mile. Family entertainment.
Blackpool is home to not 1, not 2, but 3 Victorian piers: North Pier, Central Pier and South Pier. The stretch south of the North Pier is known as the Golden Mile. and is notably the most popular area for tourists due to the number of family attractions and activities, including the Blackpool Tower, Madame Tussauds, Winter Gardens, Comedy Carpet, Sea Life and Coral Island.
And then you have the beach. World Fireworks Championship Blackpool. And
Fireworks Championship.
yeah, it's what it said on that thing. I was just reading that little sign. Oh, love them. I want to ride in a Cinderella carriage. Oh.
Oh, look at that. Great.
Oh, she's had a poo, bless her.
What, Cinderella?
Not Cinderella, the horsey. Oh gosh, those horses look tired, but very pretty.
I think they're
lovely horsey.
I think they're probably enjoying it though, aren't
yeah, they're out and about, engaging with people. Not too arduous. It's not like they're going up and down hill, just along the prom. I think Cinderella's driving it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Actually. Oh.
Interesting, they need to have a Hackney licence. Do you see it on the back?
Oh yes, look at that.
So they can only actually operate and give fares by being licensed. They've got their bucket on the back to clear out the muck.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Look at that. Amazing.
At the far southern end of the prom is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This amusement and water park first opened in 1896 and is still operated by the same family, although there are rumours that Robbie Williams wants to buy it. It has the largest collection of wooden roller coasters of any park in the UK, with 4: the Big Dipper, Blue Flyer, Nickelodeon Streak and the Grand National, which is the world's last remaining steeplechase coaster where 2 coasters run side by side. The park is crammed with a great mix of historic and record-breaking attractions. When it opened in 1994, the big one was the tallest and steepest roller coaster in the world. At 65 metres, it is still the tallest roller coaster in the UK and the longest in Europe, with a track length of over a mile. The park was the first in Europe to introduce a fully inverting steel coaster. Several rides are approaching or are already over 100 years old. Sir Hiram Maxim's Captive Flying Machine is the oldest amusement park ride in Europe, having opened in August 1904. We've covered the main attractions, but there's much more to Blackpool than flashy glitz and glamour. There's a more sedate side that includes the parks, gardens, a model village, a zoo, an opera house and theatres. In fact, Blackpool could just be the best holiday you never took. Our advice is to ignore the naysayers, swallow any pride you might have and take the plunge. If you don't like it, at least it didn't cost a fortune. Go on, give it a go. Still not convinced? Blackpool provides the perfect alternative. Lytham St Anne's. We've run out of time this week and still need to get that tent pole sorted and find a place to pitch. Join us next week to find out just how much fun camping can be.